I'm Oren Lustmeister, and you're watching Coyote Culture.
The team helps out some area ranchers.
And there was a coyote out there mousing on the field in front of us.
But things don't go quite according to plan.
One more thing for me to give a shit about.
And they call a fresh-cut sunflower field looking for an early winter fur. That's all right now on Coyote Culture.
On this set, we were calling a really nice open bottom.
Prior to getting set up on that stand, the stand before that was the stand we had the coyote sneak up behind us. Whenever we was calling that stand, you know, that's why we was getting ready to move. You know, we didn't have coyotes coming in, but we could hear them. Me and Lonnie decided to go make this stand, and because that's where the coyotes were barking and howling around at. Well, was walking up the hill and we barely get up to the fence line, and
there was a coyote out there mousing on the field in front of us. We crawl up, belly crawl, I get set up. Derek gets halfway set up. I don't think he was quite where he wanted to be.
start calling, and the one coyote, all we get to call and he comes, and all of a sudden there's two of them. And
there. Yeah, there's two of them. Where? One behind him. Okay.
So there's two coyotes coming into the call, and we're just blowing on the RSS6 from the Reese Outdoors, and just a nice quiet call, and they come all the way across there.
they get in the middle of them cows, and them cows get to messing around with them, and actually worked out to our favor and our advantage, because it brought them coyotes right up nice and close. And
on the way in, these cows were starting to chase the lead coyote, which was I don't know if that coyote did something to piss them off or what, but they were not liking her, and she actually took off sprinting. I thought she was gonna come straight through and not stop at all.
You on the right one? I can't see her now.
Luckily enough, she stopped and gave us an extra second to take a quick shot on her.
okay, I'm on her. Woo! Lonnie was able to put a nice shot on the first coyote there, and he got that one shot while in the process of me trying to get the camera and stuff moved over onto the second coyote over there. Well,
I didn't have a solid range. I knew it was kind of a longer shot, so I was having Derek get a range for me while I was getting ready to dial.
Give me a range, Derek.
He said 375. I got ready to go, and right when I shot, well, you'll see what happens.
dropped the camera while Lonnie made the shot.
Damn it. Good shot, Lonnie. Right whenever I went to range, did you hear me tell you?
I don't know if he forgot he had a hold of the tripod when he got out his rangefinder or what, but
Probably should have took time to make sure the camera was set up properly and everything, but you know.
on this incident, it wasn't really about getting it on film, I guess. It was, you know, one more thing for me to give him about, so. Everything about hunting in this scenario was really tough. We went over this field because coyotes like to mouse on these fields, and right when we snuck over, sure enough, there was a coyote mousing around out there.
Little pup. Yeah.
So we, you know, got snuck up there as good as we could.
You know, them coyotes, they blend in so perfect with them corn stalks, or like this one is a sunflower field.
Yeah, when you're hunting in sunflower fields, I don't care if it's deer, you know, coyotes, what it is, they are tough to see.
Them coyotes are dark brown just like the stalks are, and that's like as they walk through, it just seems like they disappear behind one of them. And the only time you ever really get to see them is when they get in the opening.
1 minute you see him, then I'd have to ask Derek, hey, where'd he go? Do you still see him? And Derek would think, yep, I'm still on him.
And he was pretty occupied out there. Might have been hunting mice or what he was, I don't know exactly what he was doing, but he wasn't too, you know, in a hurry to come check us out. And
just started playing a nice soft, I believe it again, it was on the RSS 6, just a nice soft little, almost like a mouse.
if you have them coyotes that are like that, you know, they're having more success on hunting mice in them fields, and they're pretty dang good at it. If you ever get a chance to watch a coyote hunt mice, I mean, they'll catch a mouse every time. So I think the problem with that set is that coyote was catching mice in that field, and you know, he wasn't too interested in us. That's why he just took his time. There's another coyote out there that I think might have seen us when I was walking in, because sure didn't waste no time getting out of there.
We caught that coyote coming across there cruising. At this point, we knew we had one already hooked and coming in, and sometimes you just got to let them go. Who knows what happened to that coyote, whether he seen us crawl over the hill or what. His coyote obviously knew something was up and wasn't going to be giving us time of day. So in that circumstance, you just let those other coyotes go, because they're not worth even messing around with.
I might fucking try to lay down. Go ahead now then.
I think more or less he's just taking his time and was gonna hunt mice until he seen the actual dying rabbit, you know, before he fully committed. So that's, I think, you know, I'm not a coyote, but that's just what I think maybe why the coyote took his time coming in.
Just that makes it so tough, and then having to pick your shot when you're going to shoot, but there's not a stock in the way your bullet or whatever. I mean, everything about hunting in this scenario was really tough.
He's looking right at us. Not be seeing us.
That's where I always say, you know, one of the main keys of hunting coyotes is you gotta have patience. No matter how cold or windy, or sometimes, you know, hunting early coyotes, it gets hot. Just sit there and wait it out, they'll come. Just gotta have a lot more patience than they do.
There he comes. Where's the pouch, is he? He's coming right in, running. see him. There he is. I lost him. Probably gonna have to kill him. Are you on him?
I'm on him the whole time.
We had been kind of waiting for this coyote to stop, and it just so happened that he did stop to take a leak.
Yeah, stop to take a leak. I think what it was doing is probably just kind of marking a little bit of its territory. And good shot, Lonny.
If we would have let that coyote come any further, the way the terrain played and where we were sitting on this hill, I'm not so sure if we would have been able to see him again. So it was just the right time to go ahead and take the shot. I know it probably looked a little odd on camera as he was taking a leak, but it was just the right time to get him shot, and no disrespect on the animal there.
Coyote down. Lined up with the smack on him.
Hey guys, I'm here with Brad Norton and Atlas Target Works. One of the main things that we do to get out there, you know, we're comfortable shooting 300, 400, 500, 600 yards even. And a main key to that is practicing and knowing your gun and knowing how your gun shoots. Brad has set us up now with not just targets, but realistic targets of what we're shooting at for coyotes. We're actually have a view of a coyote. It just gives you that much more depth on, you know, even precision aiming. You know, don't aim at the body. Aim at the kill zone of the body. Tell us, Brad, what can you give for advice out there to get your setup and your practice range set up to be, you know, to be more effective and to be confident?
Well, the biggest thing with being able to perform under the pressure and the stress of being out in the field and actually having a live coyote out there is to do it under calm, controlled conditions and repeat it often, so that way you build those neural pathways. So when you get out in the field, you're not thinking about it, you're not aiming and squeezing the trigger, you're just doing what you've done 1,000 times before, you know, even if you're just dry fire practicing on a target. So, you know, having these realistically shaped targets and vital zone flappers and things like that to give you some immediate feedback from the target when you're shooting is huge. You know, you can go out and shoot at paper all day long, but you're having to go down range, you're having to spend time doing things like that instead of shooting. And if you guys are like me, it's, you know, your time spent shooting is precious. You don't have a ton of time to do it. So when you get out to the range, you want to spend it shooting and actually working on those things that need to work on, and not just
hiking
thinking
back
around.
and forth between your target and your and where you're shooting from.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell us a little bit about Atlas Target Works and what you can provide as a company to help you know, other shooters out there.
Yeah, what we offer is a wide range of AR 500 targets. It's a specialty hardened steel to take the impacts of a rifle. And we have anything from your traditional round gongs, gong hangers, things like that, to more reactive targets like dueling trees, competition-oriented stuff like spinners and other targets of that nature. And then we also have a line of animal-shaped stuff. We have coyotes, we have prairie dogs, and a couple different form factors, and we also have hogs now. So trying to really get out and branch in both the competition and recreational and the sportsmen, the hunters out there, trying to have targets for everybody, because you know, you can spend all the money you want on gear, but if you don't get trigger time behind your gun of choice, it might as well be a club.
Hey Brad, I'd just like to thank you. Thank you for everything you've done with us to help get our confidence up, get our coyotes down. You know, great shooting. I mean, it's awesome. Yeah, keep
Absolutely.
practicing, get out there, get your confidence up. Atlas Target Works, everybody.
Next time, the boys get calling in the dead of winter.
It only took, I think, 1 or 2 howls
and give our newest cameraman a run for his money.
That was probably the most frustrating hunt I've ever been a part of.
It sucks when you have to watch that many coyotes run away.
That's on the next episode of Coyote Culture.